Ezri, first of all, a big congratulations. That win now takes you above Leicester into 10th. Just tell us what that means to your club, Jacob.
Yeah, it means great. Before the game, certain results went our way. So before kick-off, the gaffer was like, "Oh, we can push into the first half of the table," and we got the 3 points and got the job done.
Ezri, 2 goals from you. The first goal, I'm sure you were thinking, I'm sure that was my goal.
I didn't want to claim it, I thought sorry for Emmy. I thought I was offside. I didn't know until after, so yeah, 2 goals and I'm happy.
What about the goal that wasn't a goal for you, Jacob? Because in hindsight, do you feel quite hard done by?
To be fair, I've not seen it back. At the time, I thought it was a goal. I think it might have been a little bit harsh to disallow it, but it is what it is, really. Yeah.
A very political answer, well done. Let's talk about the performance as a whole then, because it didn't look like an easy game, it looked like a battle at times, Ezri, but tell us a bit about what it was like.
Yeah, it was tough. I think Leicester had more of the ball. We know how much of a good side they are. They've got top quality players, but we knew that if we stuck together, we kept a compact shaped, it would be hard for them to break us down. And we saw that they didn't have that many chances. They created a bit in the first half, but second half we was very compact and done well to keep the shots from Emmy minimal.
How much did you focus on set pieces ahead of this game?
We practice set pieces every week before every game, so we got a new set piece coach, Aston. He's brilliant, so I got to shout him out for my goal.
In terms of what that win means to your club as well, you've now got 9 points in the last 4 games under Steven Gerrard. So what is it personally for you guys? You feel that he's doing for you as players?
I think since he's come in, he's gave us a boost. Obviously, before he was here, we lost 5 games on the bounce. He's come in, training's been intense, the standard's gone up. And like you said, we've won 3 games out of 4, so yeah, looking good at the moment. Strikers
want to take a few hints from you in terms of finishing, perhaps. Will you go and give them a bit of a lesson in that, Ezri?
No, I won't, because prior to my 2 goals today, I kept missing in front of goal. Wednesday night against City, I missed in front of goal, so I'm just happy I got the 2 goals and got a win.
Guys, congratulations, well done.
Thank you very much.
It's going to be a very happy Aston Villa dressing room, isn't it? And remember, Paul, you said at half-time that Leicester really were the better side in that first period, but how well-deserved was it in the end?
Oh, very much. They didn't come out in the second half, Leicester. First 15, 20 minutes, Villa blew them away. Absolutely blew them away. Better attitude and worked harder, kept the ball, and they just put them under pressure and got the goal in the end. And in the end, I say hung on, bar the Barnes header with a great save by the keeper. Bar that never really caused Villa any problems, and I thought Villa were worthy winners in the second half.
We'll come to that. We'll run through the key moments chronologically, Graham, starting with Leicester's best moment in the game. They scored, and they were they looked so confident, played on the front foot in the first 15.
Yeah, the first half they were fabulous. The football was slick. Centre forward does really well here, keeps it alive. Enjoys a bit of luck here, a bit of ping pong with the ball, but he keeps it alive. Ends up coming out with it. Sticks Barnes in, then Barnes 2-touch, 3rd touch between Konza's legs. Great finish. Unsights the goalkeeper and makes it very difficult for him. But you have to say in the first half, there were 2 different teams. The Leicester that came out for the second half. I don't know what to say to these players at half-time, but you know that Villa are kicking into the second half in the second half. Start the second half. You'll be saying they're going to start like a house on fire. You've been better than them, so you're getting a rollick in the away dressing room. Make sure you match them. They never matched them from the first minute of the second half, throughout the whole second half. There was no surprises what Villa were going to do. Play with an extra yard of aggression, quicker to the ball. Match that, see where the game takes you, because you've been the best team in the first half. And there's no surprises. It's common sense what Villa were going to do. They would have got a rollick in, they're going to up the game, they're going to be more aggressive, match that. But not, they sat in their armchair the second half, Leicester, and allowed themselves to be dominated.
Which really is a reversal of what has been Leicester's problem, not just today, but last season as well. All the talk was starting well and then building from there, but they couldn't hold on to that advantage. And yet again, Paul, set pieces have been Leicester City's undoing.
Yeah, they look a bag of nerves as the set play. As it comes whipped in, they all drop back, and as this ball gets headed back, they all stay dropped back, and he's got a free header on the penalty spot, and obviously Conte gets a touch on it, but no one comes out with it. It's going to hit the post, that is, no question, and he touches that.
But you see him sort of do a muted celebration.
Yeah, because he probably thinks I'm offside. I think it was true what Don said. He's probably thinking, if I'm offside here, I don't want to celebrate. But they look a bag of nerves when the ball's going in the box, and it's justified at the moment, letting in miles too many goals.
Well, we'll look at the winning goal as well. Again, scored by Konza, and interesting to hear him talking about the role of their set-piece coach, Austin McPhee, who has been retained by Steven Gerrard, the new manager. How do they get the advantage at the back post?
Well, Soichu has a look. He has two looks, but surely he's got to be near the dead ball line. Opens his body out. You know, we spoke, is it because they're zonal? But even when you're zonal, you must be aware of where the threat's coming from. He only looks twice. He has no idea where Konza's coming from. You know, in that situation, if he had dropped back 2 yards, I don't know if the boys can go back to it, if he drops 2 yards back and he looks over his right shoulder, he can back into Konza. In that situation, when you're not favourite to head the ball, you make sure the guy you're up against doesn't get a header on it. But he doesn't. He won't. If you watch this, he doesn't know where the threat's coming from. He has one look. He has another look.
He's got two people to look after there as well, hasn't he? Because he's got. Is it Thomas that's with him as well? So they're outnumbered in terms of size.
Well, the younger lad's he's picking up Mings, isn't he?
He's got Mings. See there where he's got his arm right. He's got to be 2 yards deeper than that. Now, it's okay saying with a playing zonal, but even when you're playing zonal, you've got an area you say to a zonal defender when he's marking zonal, you've got an area that you must attack if the ball comes into it. But that doesn't stop you having a look where the threat is going to come from. And I come back to it, the smallest person can stop the biggest person getting a header on goal if he times it right and gives him a nudge at the right time. He didn't know where the threat was coming from.
But I thought it was a brilliant call. Now, I know they've got a set piece coach. I thought it was outstanding.
Because why?
How many times do you see the big two lads go to the far post? Very, very, very rarely. You know, other teams set up, they always put their big players in the middle of the goal to clear the ball. And they've taken that out of the equation. They've put both their big lads at the far post. So that leaves Evans in the middle of the goal. Now he has got two and you've got the in a touch. You know, you are going to go over. You are. And without VAR, I used to call that a home penalty. You wouldn't get it away from home. But with VAR, I don't think there's an excuse. He has been touched. I mean, I've seen worse along as the season's gone on. But
do you think it's right that there's not quite enough?
Yeah, I would say so. Otherwise, we'd be giving penalties left, right, and centre. I can understand it. I think last season that would have been given. And I think the rule change has been tightened up a little bit there.
Well, Kasper Schmeichel tried to cause a little bit of chaos. He thought he should have had a penalty as well.
I think there's a real shout for this. I think if you watch this, he's got Ashley Young behind him, pushing him. And he's got Mings who ends up smacking him across the chops. I think when you see this from another angle, he's very unhappy, Schmeichel. Watch. He gets pushed from behind from Ashley Young. And Mings has got his left elbow under his chin on his neck. Now, look, and he's pushing him, and he gets pushed from the back as well. I'm sorry, I think that's a penalty seeing that again. Because he's got a green strip on, you're not going to give it.
Well, Mings has got nowhere near the ball, has he? He's got nowhere near the ball, and he's hit him again. You know.
Well, what's he done wrong, Schmeichel, other than get barged into by Johnny Evans? But
yeah, I would say that.
He's sandwiched between Mings and Ashley Young.
Yeah, I mean, first Evans has pushed him. I think Young's held his ground. I don't think Young hasn't got to get out the way. He's held his ground. It's not his problem. He's backing back. You know, in the elbow.
How close is Mings to heading the ball?
He's not. That's the owning problem. And he ain't close to heading the ball. But because he's a giant of a man, he's gone up with his elbow. Schmeichel's a little bit smaller than him, and he's caught him with his elbow.
You realise this man has changed. If he was VAR, there'd be 35 penalties a week.
Yeah.
I'll give a penalty when it's a penalty. I think if you take that in isolation, take Johnny Evans out of it, take Ashley Young out of it, so you've got Schmeichel and Mings going for the ball. Mings does get his head on it, and in the process of not getting his head on it, he's smashed them across the chin. Watch where the ball is.